Hello and welcome into Lowell Park, the site of tonight's Cape League matchup between the Cotuit Kettleers and the Wareham Gatemen. Thanks for joining us for a brief pregame show on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas here alongside Harrison Eaton for the first time this season on the YouTube stream. Thank you for joining us on this audio-only stream. We'll be here for this matchup, the first of 6 consecutive West Division games that will wrap up this Cape League season and ultimately decide the second playoff team in this West Division. Harrison, brutal game the other night for Wareham. They led 3-0 for most of the ball game. That was at home against Brewster before the day off on Thursday. 5-run 8th. They lost that game. It was a tough loss, not just for team morale, but for standings. Any positive takeaways from that one you can point out?
Positive takeaways, I think Jack Brannigan and Cade Kern both played unbelievable. They both went 2 for 4, had big hits early in the game that played a deciding factor. And the Gatemen were in control for 7 out of the 9 innings of the game until that big 8th inning, like you said, where they were able to go through the order. They had 11 guys and got 5 runs, and that was the ultimate deciding factor.
Blake Soderson pitched well, started on the mound, 4 scoreless innings for the Gatemen. Looking ahead to tonight, this is the 6th and final matchup with Cotuit this season. We've had trouble with the Kettleers so far. The Gatemen come in 1-3-1. Who needs to step up in the Gatemen lineup tonight if they want to, break that little negative streak against the Kettleers in this final matchup of the season?
Name that sticks out to me is Owen Diodati. Owen Diodati has played well at this field, and this is where he got his first opening home runs. He has a couple doubles at this field. He's played very well, and he's been struggling as of late, and he's been more of an up-and-down player, which we didn't expect earlier in the season. But I think he's going to have to play a huge factor in this game, and I think Paul Skeen's on the mound. We got to see something out of him, too.
Diodati moving into the 6th spot tonight. That's the lowest we've seen him hit in the batting order. Do you think that'll make a difference in his approach at the plate at all?
I do not. I think the guys are going to still pitch to him the same, but I think that him going down in the lineup kind of makes room between the top and the bottom of the order. The Gatemen have bats all through the order, but I think moving him down, that it will distribute the offense better, where you can have a Troy who's batting 3rd and Crooks who's batting 4th tonight, and then you have Diodati down the lineup, sandwiched in between Cameron James and Kellum Clark. I think it's a good order. I think it's a lineup that I like, and it's one of the better ones I've seen all year.
So we take a look down the Gatemen order for a moment. Leading off, probably the hottest bat, definitely the hottest bat now, as the batting average has improved to .340 in recent games. Tres Gonzalez, he'll start in center field. Behind him, as it's been the last few games, Jim Jarvis starting at shortstop. Tommy Troy batting 3rd, playing second base. Jimmy Crooks in the cleanup spot. He's catching tonight. Cameron James playing 3rd base, batting 5th. Owen Diodati, as we mentioned, batting 6th tonight. He's been in left field where he's been most of the season. Kellum Clark at first base, Jack Brannigan, the designated hitter, and Cade Kern rounding out the Gatemen order. Paul Skeen's on the mound, making his 2nd start of the season. We saw the first outing from him at Orleans. He went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs. He had a little bit of trouble, but nice to see him back on the mound for the Gatemen after a pretty solid stretch with Team USA.
Yeah, he had a good stretch with Team USA. He was a freshman All-American over at the Air Force Academy, and there is signs, but when he was here earlier in the season, he struggled a little bit. But I think he got some more guidance and better coaching over at Team USA, where he was able to develop more, and he looked good against Orleans, and he looks to continue that into tonight against the Kettleers.
Take a look at the standings a little bit to emphasize how important this game is in this final week of the season. 3 teams in the West Division vying for that final playoff spot. Bourne has locked up the division. Cotuit right now is in that 2nd spot. They come in at 14-16-1. Falmouth right behind them, 13-15-2. And then Wareham in 4th, 11-16-5. Wareham is not as far back as they sound, and none of the 3 teams that are battling for that spot are over 500. So at this point, it is anybody's game, but this is quickly looking like a must-win game for the Gatemen here tonight at Lowell Park. We'll step out for a moment in the national anthem and be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5-cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan and Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Thank you for joining us once again on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas alongside Harrison Eaton as we get set to bring you this game between the Cotuit Kettleers and Wareham Gatemen. From Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts, we'll take a look down the Cotuit lineup as they take the field first in the top of the first inning as the home team. Batting first, number 4, Jace Grady. He'll start in center field. Behind him, Carter Trice, the third baseman. Then the 3-hole, Ryan Ritter, the shortstop. His middle infield mate, Eric Brown, the second baseman, in the cleanup spot tonight. Batting fifth, Noah Bridges in right field. Batting sixth, Brett Roberts, the designated hitter. And then 7, 8, 9 for Cotuit. Nathan Martorella at first, Matt Suggs in left field, and Matt Donlin, the catcher. Quinn Matthews on the mound tonight. You'll see him first in a moment. How's he been this season, Harrison?
Well, the 6'4" left-hander, out of Stanford has been pretty much unbelievable this year for the Kettleers. In 3 games, he has a 1.58 ERA and 11 in the third inning, striking out 16 of the batters he's faced, only allowing 5 hits in the year. His last appearance was July 23rd against Hyannis in a 6-1 victory where he only gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run. You can't ask for much better out of your starter, and he's something going to play a big factor in this, I don't want to say it, but winner-go-home situation for the
This
Gatemen.
is very, very close to that. I mean, the Gatemen right now need to win 2 more games than both Cotuit and Falmouth this week to get in. So all 3 of these teams are playing 6 games this week. The Gatemen need to win 2 more than both of these teams to get that second spot. Again, the top 2 teams in each division makes the playoffs. Right now, Brewster and Harwich looking like they're about to lock it up in the East Division. It's been very close, but they're starting to pull away. Bourne, of course, taking the West Division, and then that second spot still up for grabs, and this is the first of 6 divisional games this week for all 3 or 4, 5 of these West Division teams, 3 of them who are in the mix. And it'll be Quinn Matthews standing in the way of the Gatemen, at least for the time being. He's coming off a tough year at Stanford, a 6.08 ERA. He was 5-2 in 14 starts. But as you said, Harrison, really turning it on here on the Cape, and, that's been the case for a lot of pitchers we've seen. Part of it's the wood bats. Part of it's just playing in a pitcher-dominant league. But that's been a theme for a lot of pitchers so far.
Especially for a guy like Quinn Matthews. As we mentioned about multiple our guys like Cameron James, Kellum Clark, these guys have been playing nonstop competitive baseball since February. And when you come to the Cape, it's a little bit more relaxed. You may get a day off here and there, but, guys like these, Stanford, they made it to the College World Series, and they're playing elite teams alongside of them. And so the fatigue's going to play in a factor. And when you can come out into a league that's as high caliber as it is like this and put up numbers like he's putting up, that's, like I said, that's all you can ask for out of your starting pitcher.
Especially as a pitcher, because pitching, of course, being a more strenuous position in terms of workload than any other position on the ball field. they take care of their arms. They do the best they can to manage their workload, not just through the year but during the summer. And for Matthews to be able to do what he's done on the Cape League after a long season at Stanford and a tough year at Stanford, a big deal for the left-hander. As he takes the mound first and will start it off against Tres Gonzalez for the Gatemen.
Tres Gonzalez is 10 for his last 15, and he's been electric. And, you know, in the leadoff spot, he's the definition of a leadoff guy you want, and I'm excited to see what he's going to pull out here against Cotuit.
Lefty-lefty matchup to start the ball game. Matthews will work out of the windup, and the first pitch to Gonzalez, the ball taken low and inside. Wind up once again, and the pitch. Gonzalez checks it up. He did not go, and goes ahead in the count quickly. 2 balls, no strikes.
Gonzalez with his second 4-for-5 outing in the past 3 games, the other night against Brewster.
Matthews slightly hunched over, now goes over his head and delivers the pitch. This one a fastball that's fouled off by Gonzalez. A 3-pitch mix for Quinn Matthews. He throws fastball, a changeup, and a slider. He'll go mostly with the slider to left-handers, mostly with the changeup to right-handers. Very standard pitch mix for a left-handed pitcher, as there's the slider to Gonzalez. It's fouled off behind the plate. The count is 2-2, nobody out, bases empty. This is the first batter in the ball game. The Gatemen, the visiting team, in the first base dugout, batting first in this ball game. Now the 2-2 to Tress is chopped to the right side. Coming on is Eric Brown. Glove flip to first base, and there's out number 1. Even a relatively routine play like that, Harrison, looks like magic from Eric Brown. And I don't know about you, but I don't know if I've seen a better middle infield duo in this Cape League than we see here with Ryan Ritter and Eric Brown. Jarvis pops the first pitch. A bunt is foul.
Going back to Ritter and Brown, those guys, as you said, very exciting duo to watch, both at the plate and in the field. They both make highlight reel plays, it seems, every single time we play them, and they make it known.
They're flashy, they're exciting, but they get the job done, most importantly, as Jarvis takes a fastball down the middle for strike 2. Jarvis into this one hitting .259. 2 home runs. They've come in his last 3 games. He's also knocked in 16 runs on the season as he waits for the and that's called strike 3 on the outside corner. Jarvis down on 3 pitches, and that's the second out of the top of the first. So every once in a while in the CCBL, you get a matchup like this. College teammates going face-to-face. Quinn Matthews out of Stanford and Tommy Troy out of Stanford at the plate. Troy told us that Matthews is a guy who likes to fill up the zone as he fouls off the first pitch, and would expect to see Troy, who knows that, swing early in counts. The lefty Matthews sat down the first 2 Gatemen he faced. Now faces his Stanford teammate Troy, who fouls off another pitch, falls down, no balls, 2 strikes.
That was a great pitch placement by Matthews, right on the outer edge of the plate. Tommy Troy just getting the end of the barrel on it and just fouling off to his left side. As you said, filling up the strike zone. A lot of pitchers these days, their third pitch strike that strikes them out is always outside of the zone.
The 0-2 is a high fastball, like you said, outside the zone, but Troy lays off. The 1-2 pitch sent on the ground to shortstop. It's Ryan Ritter with a long throw to first, and he makes the play for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Gatemen in the top of the first. See the Kettleers coming to bat after this on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Bottom one on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham went down in order in the top of the first, and Paul Skeens will take the mound to try and do the same to the Kettleers. Nick Magas here with Harrison Eaton, and second start being made by Paul Skeens right now. Seen him on the mound. This will be the fifth time for the Gatemen, but after a brief stint with Team USA, nice to have him back here with our guys.
Yeah, back at Team USA, pitching 7 innings with the collegiate national team and only allowed 2 runs, which was pretty nice to see in the headlines over there. And he played well against Orleans the other night in a win, a 6-4 win over the Firebirds, and see if he can carry that over today.
One of 2 two-way guys, Paul Skeens, that started here with the Gatemen, made the move to Team USA for about 4 weeks, and then came back after the inter-squad scrimmages, Stars and Stripes scrimmages, Devereaux Harrison the other, and both of those guys both hitting and pitching, especially earlier in the year for the Gatemen. But Skeens now, after struggling with the bat earlier this season, pretty much exclusively on the mound as they throw the ball around the infield, and we're set to play the bottom of this first inning. It'll be Jace Grady, Carter Trice, and Ryan Ritter to the plate for the Kettleers.
Paul Skeens, his heart and soul is that fastball. He topped at 101 in his freshman year at Air Force, and you got to think with only time to come in his young career, how much higher that speed's going to go.
Plenty of room to grow, which is amazing to say, given he stands at 6'6". As the first pitch to Jace Grady is fouled off out of play to the left side. No balls and a strike on the leadoff man for the Kettleers. Skeens out of the windup, and the pitch is a fastball on the ground, back up the middle and into center field. Jace Grady aboard with the leadoff single and the first base runner of the ball game for either team. So this is Carter Trice in the 2-hole this evening for Cotuit. He's starting at third base and bats with nobody out and a runner on first base. Skeens now will work out of the stretch. Set at the belt, now delivers the pitch, and it's a fastball, misses away.
Trice, another Team USA guy. Paul Skeens and Devereaux Harrison will probably got to spend some time with Carter Trice over with the national team and probably learned a little bit, so it's see if Paul Skeens could take advantage of him.
The 1-0 foul back, and as you get to the higher levels of baseball and you start to see some of these guys time and time again, you realize how small of a group it really is, and you start to see the intersections that occur with these players, not just in college but in summer ball this year, summer ball in the past, Team USA, whatever the case may be. Guys have played against each other, guys have played with each other, and the camaraderie becomes as strong as a bond as you can find. Especially you see the guys talking in batting practice before the game, and you start to wonder, like, I don't know where they know each other from. It could be from a million different places, but that's the way it is here in the Cape League and summer leagues around the country.
Yeah, earlier in the season, I kind of saw Sean McLean and Devereaux Harrison almost be like best friends, and it was kind of cool to watch all that unfold.
The 1-1 foul back. Sean McLean, of course, third baseman for the Gatemen for just a few games before he went home earlier this summer. Came from Team USA along with Harrison and Skeens. Carter Trice behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first base, nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Skeens checks the runner, now comes set. Here's the pitch. Tough slider that almost grabbed the outside corner. Crooks wanted it, asked the umpire but it's ball 2. Infield and outfield playing their positions for the Gatemen. 2-2 count on the third baseman out of Old Dominion, Carter Trice. Second team All-American this year, according to Baseball America, as he fouls off that 2-strike pitch into the forest over the first base line here at Cotuit. Skeens is not a guy I would like to face with 2 strikes.
I'd fear that fastball, low and inside.
The 2-2. He goes changeup, misses inside, and the count goes full. He can locate the fastball extremely well. The slider is effective, and then he comes with a changeup to a right-handed hitter, and you start to wonder, what do you do with that? Trice was able to lay off. The count is full. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The throw down to second is not in time, but Skeens gets the strikeout, and it's out number 1 in the inning.
On that play, it seemed that Tommy Troy's a little bit out of position on that play. I think he had him in time. It was just bad placement on the defense, and now Cotuit has a runner on second base.
Grady was off with the pitch. And now Grady starts to walk off the field, and I believe they're saying he came off the base. So Grady overslid the bag. The tag held down by Tommy Troy gets the out, and it's 2 outs in the inning, nobody on. It was a short conference with the umpires, and then Grady is retired, and I believe they said even though he beat the throw by a mile, he overslid the bag.
Yeah, it was interesting. He did come off that left side of the bag, but I figured that he held on. I didn't see anything after the fact, but, you know, umpires a better view than we do.
Ball and a strike on Ryan Ritter. Working on extending a 6-game hit streak. The hottest bat in the Cotuit order as he chops one foul down the third base line. Ball and 2 strikes on Ryan Ritter. Starting at shortstop today, batting .297 on the CCBL season.
Going back to the previous play, we got to give credit to Jimmy Crooks, but we kind of stopped giving it to him because we're just used to it. Jimmy Crooks now in double digits with that throwdown. I mean, he's the best defensive catcher I've seen in the league so far.
I second that point. Should also note he's done his fair share on the offensive side for the Gatemen as well, as a slider from Skeens misses away. He's batting 4th today, hitting .258 on the season, couple home runs. Jimmy Crooks does it all for the Gatemen. 2-2, 2 outs on Ryan Ritter. Skeens back to the windup, and here's the pitch. Chopped back toward the middle. Chopped back on, backhands to first. The throw is high, and Ritter is safe. Should go down as an infield single, as Tommy Troy had a chance, but it would have been a very tough play for the second baseman out of Stanford.
Yeah, that second hop it took right over Paul Skeens. That's a lot of body to go off of, especially coming off the mound. Well, jumped about 8 feet in the air and ended up dying in the grass, and a little bit of a slow roller for Tommy Troy, and ended up throwing a high off-balance throw to put a runner on first for the Kettleers with 2 outs.
Meanwhile, for Ryan Ritter, we're hot, you're hot. The hit streak is now 7 games, and his middle infield mate, Eric Brown, stands in, takes strike 1. Tres Gonzalez, a similar storyline for him. 4 for 5 a couple nights ago against Brewster. They weren't all hard-hit balls, but when things are going your way at the plate, it seems like every ball finds a hole or finds a gap. As Browns turns on a ball, smokes it foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Eric Brown. 2 outs in the inning. Ryan Ritter stands at first base. Paul Skeens trying to battle through the bottom of the first inning here in Cotuit. A 4:30 start time today. That's the earliest we've had all season, as the lack of lights at Cotuit and the shortening days here at the back half of the summer force us to try and get all 9 innings in before dark, as that slider misses outside. They took my suggestion, Harrison.
I think they did.
Move up game time. There's no reason you should be playing 7 innings a game in the second half of the summer.
Yeah, we lost lighting in the last meeting we had at Lowell Park against the Kettleers, and we lost light the other night at YD. And
called after 7 at YD, called after 7 but last time here in Cotuit. The Gatemen won both of those games, so neither one of us is complaining, but more baseball is always a good thing, as the 1-2 to Brown is fouled off. Brown has been nicknamed by third member of our team, Jack Sadegan, as the Gateman Killer. And I understand why. 3 home runs on the season. All 3 of them have come against Wareham. He was quiet the last time these two teams met. That was at Spillane. Brown was 0 for 3 with a walk. And he takes a fastball high. What Brown didn't do at the plate back in Wareham, he did in the field, turning a highlight reel double play on a diving stop and pitch to his teammate Ritter. That was in a 1-1 tie with Wareham the last time these teams faced off. Now a 2-2 pitch coming to Eric Brown. Misses outside. Once again, the count goes full.
As I'm looking at Eric Brown's spray chart here on our software, not one ball has been hit to right field in the outfield. All of his balls hit to the outfield have been hits or doubles, whatever you want, to left field. So
a dead pull hitter, and Skeens knows it, has been pitching him away for most of this at-bat, but needs to throw a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Right back up the middle and into center field. Ritter was off with the pitch. He's around second and into third, and a 2-out rally brewing for the Kettleers.
Left that pitch right over the middle, and Eric Brown took advantage of it, sent it right back to Paul Skeens, and now the Cotuit Kettleers have runners on the corners with 2 gone.
Jace Grady led off the game with a single. He was cut down stealing. Carter Trice struck out, but with 2 outs, Ryan Ritter singles, Eric Brown singles, and now Skeens is pitching from behind. Still 0-0, but needs to get an out here, and the batter is Noah Bridges. The righty Skeens out of the stretch to the lefty Bridges, and the first pitch is fouled off. Skeens gets a new baseball. Now steps back on the rubber, looks for the sign from Jimmy Crooks. Bridges climbs back in the box. Skeens checks the runner at first. The runners are at the corners. No balls and a strike on Bridges. The pitch. Runner was off, and Brown will take second without a throw. Crooks didn't want to risk it with a runner at third. Skeens' pitch did not find the zone, so the count is 1-1, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. That one's grounded to the right side and through for a base hit. Cotuit will take the lead with 1 coming home. 2 runs will come home, and a 2 RBI single from Noah Bridges puts the Kets on top.
Seemed to me Kelm Clark may have been a little bit out of position. He's playing a little bit closer to the bag than most first basemen would. And he got beat to his right side, which got in the outfield and scored 2 to take the early 2-0 lead for the Kettleers.
A seeing eye single that just squeaked its way through the right side puts 2 runs on the board for Cotuit. Runner at first now. And Skeens misses away on the first pitch to Brett Roberts. 4 singles in the inning for the Kettleers. Pitch chopped foul. Brett Roberts, another dead pull hitter in this Cotuit order. The designated hitter tonight, .250 batting average, 2 home runs, 10 RBI on the season. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at first base for Cotuit. Skeens standing tall atop the mound, tries to navigate out of the bottom of the first. We'll have to wait for the pitch. He stepped off, checked the runner, and that'll be called a balk. Noah Bridges awarded second base. And the Gatemen slowly but surely are starting to begin this game the way things ended against Brewster.
Yeah, it seems to be a lack of focus within this group that we've seen in the past couple games, and lack of focus and lack of effort is going to result in losses and mental mistakes like that. Now you have a runner in scoring position, base hit is going to score him, and it's only the first inning. And the Gatemen got to fix that as soon as they can to prevent any more mistakes like that.
Bridges now in scoring position by way of a Paul Skeens balk. Crook, Skeens, and pitching coach George Carlejo meet on the mound to talk it over. The first trip to the mound charged to the Gatemen dugout. Brett Roberts still in the box, 1-1 count, 2 outs, runner at second base. 2-0 lead for Cotuit in the bottom of the first. Skeens' pitch is a strike on the outside. Tommy Troy working with the runner on second base, slightly shaded over as his position at second base, as the 1-2 is popped foul over the first base dugout.
Big pitch here for Paul Skeens to get out of the inning. And you got some big bats coming up in the Gatemen order with Crooks, James, and Diodati up and to lead off the second inning.
Cotuit had scored both runs this inning with 2 outs. And now the 1-2 to Roberts. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Jimmy Crooks, keeps the runner at second base. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Skeens is set. Chopper down the third base line and foul. James gloves it over near the coach's box. Once again, Brett Roberts staying alive behind in the count. Bridges, the 2 RBI single, stands at second base. And a changeup taken low and inside by Brett Roberts.
Third full count of the inning for Cotuit. Really working the pitch count of Paul Skeens early in the game.
And now he's seen every pitch Skeens has in this at-bat. Plenty of fastballs, the slider, and the changeup. We'll see what Skeens elects to go with 3-2. It's the fastball, and it's ball 4. 4 Cotuit singles preceded this walk. And now runners at first and second, still 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And here's Nathan Martorella, the 7-hitter, batting .250 on the season. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a strike on the inside corner. Martorella a hit in each of his last 2 games. Left-handed hitter. Stares down the right-hander Skeens. Skeens set and deals. Misses high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
This next pitch will be Skeens' 35th pitch of the inning. And when you reach a number like 35 in an inning, it's usually never good.
High fly ball to center field. Jarvis will tread out from shortstop, grab it in shallow center, and that's out number 3 in the inning. Couple runs come across for the Kettleers. The Gatemen coming to bat in a moment.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
The Gatemen down 2-0 as we start this second inning. Thanks for joining us once again on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas here with Harrison Eaton. And Jimmy Crooks coming to the dish, trying to get something going for Wareham.
As you mentioned earlier in the game, Jimmy Crooks has been always reliable at the plate all season long. Never really been in a big slump. Had an 8-game hitting streak earlier in the year.
First pitch is sent high into the air to the left field. Matt Suggs coming on, now Ritter chasing it back. And Ritter from his shortstop position tracks it down in shallow left. 1 pitch, 1 out in the inning. As you were saying, Harrison?
Yeah, he's been always reliable. A couple homers in the year, as you mentioned, and he just finds holes in the infield and takes advantage of it, especially in clutch times late in the game.
No such luck there, though, for Jimmy Crooks, who popped out. And Cameron James takes a breaking ball over the plate for strike 1. James has been hotter as of late. Batting average still just 178 as he takes a fastball low and away, evens the count at 1.
Had a big grand slam against the YD Red Sox the other night.
Well, for the Gatemen, when it rains, it pours. Cameron James, his most productive evening of the year, came in a 12-2 7-inning win over YD. The offensive power is there. It just shows up all in one game and sometimes not in another, as James cuts through a slider down. 2-2 the count.
He's another guy who can spread the ball around the field. Likes to hit opposite, can pull the ball, hit it right back up the middle. See what he does here.
The 2-2. Grounded to the shortstop. Ritter coming on. Will glove it, moving toward the infield and throw to first. That's out number 2. Now, this is the guy that you talked about before the game, Harrison. Needs to get it going if the Gatemen want to make any kind of run through this week and then into the playoffs.
Yeah, earlier in the season, we thought he was going to be unstoppable. Had 4 homers in the first week.
First of which came here at Cotuit in the
two of which.
That's right.
And he, as he swings and misses on the first pitch for strike 1, he's been slumping, and then he's been back up, and now he's kind of at a little bit of a standstill. With the Gatemen's big week coming up against the Western opponents, is going to be a huge determining factor.
Diodati cuts through a slider behind in the count, which has been a theme for him recent. Last 19. The batting average dropped below 250 for this game. But still with 7 home runs on the season, has been one of the best power hitters in the Cape. As he grounds one back up the middle, Brown gets a glove on it but can't make the play. An infield single for Owen Diodati. Eric Brown did a nice job keeping it out of center field, but not quite enough leather to make the catch and make the throw. Diodati aboard with 2 outs for the Gatemen. So this is Kellum Clark. Become the consistent first baseman for the Gatemen. Left-handed hitter. Stares down the lefty Quinn Matthews, who first goes over to first base to check on Diodati. A two-strike hit for Diodati a moment ago. Now Kellum Clark tries to get something going for the Gatemen with 2 outs. Cotuit in the bottom of the first inning had nobody on with 2 outs. And then 3 straight singles and a walk. Played it a couple runs. They lead 2-0. Now 2 outs, 0-1 count on Kellum Clark. Matthews kicks and fires. The slider misses inside.
I wouldn't expect Diodati to take off in this situation, especially against the lefty. You just don't need that at this point in the ball game, but wouldn't be shocked at a hit and run situation, even though Wareham hasn't been that successful at it this season.
Certainly a situation where they'd like to go to that, but a breaking ball cut on and missed by Kellum Clark is strike 2. 2 strikes, 2 outs is the situation where they really like to run that, and now we'll see if Diodati takes off from first base. 1-2 on Kellum Clark. Here's the pitch from Matthews. Fouled off. Diodati stayed put. Clark stays alive. And we'll try the 1-2 pitch once again. Carter Trice, the Kettleer third baseman, playing well off the line. Kellum Clark fouls one off to the third base side. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first base for the Gatemen. Cotuit leads 2-0 in the top of the second. We wait for the pitch, and it's fouled off once again. Kellum Clark battling with 2 strikes now, and the Gatemen not going down easy in their half of the second.
Wind starting to pick up, coming in from left field, as it has been for most of the afternoon, but now is probably the highest pace we've seen all afternoon.
2-2's fouled off. Harrison's pulling up the Weather Channel app just to make sure we're all good. So far, so good here in Cotuit. Didn't expect much rain today, but there's some scattered storms in the area. And we hope we can get this one in. No makeups here, so cancellations at this point in the season, especially for the Gatemen, would be catastrophic. As the 1-2 is checked up, he did go, and that's strike 3. Clark down on strikes. The Gatemen are retired, and we go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 in favor of Cotuit.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners. With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025. One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
More baseball here from Lowell Park as we start the bottom of the second inning. Paul Skeens back on the mound for the Gatemen. It was tough sledding for him in the bottom of the first, as he'll get the 8 and 9 hitters before the top of the order for Cotuit. Matt Suggs in the box, took ball 1. This is just his 9th game with the Kettleers. He has 2 hits on the season. And into this one batting .091.
He was behind the. I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry, Nick, but he was behind the plate the other night against Wareham and played well, and enough to keep it at a 1-1 tie. So
it's been a catching rotation for Cotuit all season as he cuts through a Paul Skeens fastball. Skeens threw close to 40 pitches in that first inning, gave up a couple runs, and now delivers a fastball to Suggs that's fouled off at the dish. Pitch innings are never great, especially not when they come in the first for your Skeens. Threw 3 innings against Orleans a couple nights ago. Gave up 2 earned runs. That was his first start of the CCBL season. And delivers a fastball that's ripped into left field, but Diodati makes a running catch moving toward the line. Ball was smoked off the bat of Matt Suggs. Diodati ranging to his throwing hand side toward the line and didn't have to go too far to make the catch. Skeens now with a hard hit ball, but 1 out in the inning. And the first pitch to Matt Donlin is fouled off. The wind really picking up here in Cotuit, and we apologize if you're starting to pick that up on our mics. Skeens delivers the 0-1 and misses outside. Donlin, a very good defensive catcher out of Yukon, hitting 180 on the Cape League. But there's a base hit to the left side. Ripped a hard ground ball through Cameron James and Jim Jarvis right in the hole at the left side of the infield, and he's aboard with 1 out. So now the top of the order coming back to face Skeens for the second time. Jace Grady singled to lead off the ball game before he was caught stealing by Jimmy Crooks. Skeens looks at the runner on first, now comes to the plate. Grady checks it up. He did go around, and it's strike 1. Sparky Burns, the third base umpire, made the call. He's been all over the place here in the Cape Cod League. Seen him a number of times in a number of games this season. His call right there drew the ire of the Cotuit home faithful, who have come out in good numbers as they usually do here at Lowell Park.
Always like coming here. Always a good scene, good setup here, and very nice ballpark.
The Wi-Fi is questionable in terms of running a stream, but just about everything else is perfect here at Lowell.
I believe they made some adjustments, and
Our producer for today, Jack Sadigan, gave me the thumbs up. So far, so good for the Wi-Fi. That is the case. As the 1-1 pitch to Grady misses inside. Count goes 2-1.
Feeling a little bit of raindrops here and there.
Don't even say it.
I can't lie to the people.
We need to get this one in.
For sure.
On behalf of the Gatemen and the Kettleers. Kettleers, of course, already in second place. A rainout / delay would not mean as much to them, but the 2-1 pitch from Skeens misses low, and a hitter's count now for Jace Grady. Grady doesn't walk much, just 3 walks in 14 games this season. A little bit surprising to see him in the leadoff spot, but in a hitter's count here, and he takes ball 4. So his 4th walk of the season puts the second runner on base for the Kets. And once again, Paul Skeens in a little bit of trouble, this time in the second.
Be Grady's second time in the base paths. He was the victim of a Jimmy Crooks gun down after he slid over the bag and was tagged out by Jim Jarvis. He's aboard with 2 on now.
Skeens' first pitch to Carter Trice is popped up right side. Kellum Clark makes the catch. And that's out number 2. A shattered bat on an inside fastball to Carter Trice. He swung on it, popped it up, and a quick second out for Paul Skeens is a good sign in a tough situation. So now comes Ryan Ritter. Singled and scored in his first trip. Runners at first and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Cotuit already leading 2-0. They've out-hit the Gatemen 5-1. First pitch fastball from Skeens misses inside.
Got papers flying, pencils flying, trash flying everywhere here in Cotuit as the wind starts to pick up and the clouds start to move in. This early 2-0 ball game between Wareham and Cotuit.
Here's the 1-0 to Ritter. Fastball in the dirt, gloved by Crooks. Ritter extended a 6-game hit streak to 7 his last time up. 3 of those 6 games in the hit streak, now 7 games, have been multi-hit games. And plenty of time left in this one to pick up what would be his second hit of the ball game. Now a 2-0 count. And he lifts that one down the left field line. It is twisting foul. Just foul as it dropped a few feet wide of the left field line. Diodati there to pick it up, toss it in, and it's strike 1 on Ryan Ritter. Skeens is set. The 2-1 to Ritter. Slider low and away for the second consecutive batter. A Kettleer has a 3-1 count. Ritter out of Tinley Park, Illinois, playing for Kentucky after transferring over from John A. Logan College, and rips a Paul Skeens 3-1 pitch foul down the third base side.
Skeens up to 20 pitches now in the inning. Has a chance to get out of it with a full count.
Very high for Paul Skeens after a tough first inning.
Off back-to-back pitches, and the first foul ball he rattled off was all barreled up and fired on the left field line.
Not known for his bat as a shortstop out of Kentucky, but has exploded onto the scene here in the Cape. Batting average close to 300 now after that single in the first inning. And what's been a great summer for him continues as he takes ball 4. Second walk of the inning allowed by Paul Skeens, third of the game. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and the Gateman killer coming to the dish, Eric Brown.
Eric Brown, just like Ryan Ritter in his first appearance in the first inning, singled and later scored. It's a big opportunity to clear the bases or at least grow the Cotuit lead here in the bottom of the second.
The middle infielders for Cotuit have been ham and egging it well all summer. They've done it at second base and shortstop, and now in the first inning, a couple base hits, a couple runs. And after the walk to Ritter, loads the bases, Eric Brown comes to the plate. Righty-righty here. Paul Skeens standing tall atop the rubber. Gets his sign from Jimmy Crooks, and a big pitch coming for the Gatemen. Comes with a first pitch slider, and it grabs the outside corner. Strike 1 on Eric Brown, 0 for 3 the last time these two teams met, but has been known to be dangerous when playing the Gatemen this season. In the cleanup spot tonight, he waits for the 0-1. Fastball, that's strike 2. A dead pull hitter, and Skeens, rightfully so, is pounding the outside part of the plate. Bases loaded, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-0 lead for Cotuit in the bottom of the second. Skeens needs 1 pitch to work his way out of this one and avoid further damage. The 0-2. Slider away. Brown spits on it, and he'll live another pitch. The 1-2. High fastball left upstairs. Eric Brown works his way back into this count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases remain loaded, and a very good hitter at the plate for the Kettleers. 247 on the season, 3 home runs, 14 knocked in, and a chance to knock in quite a few more. Here's the pitch. Just missed low and away, and a full count to Eric Brown after he fell down 0-2. Skeen steps off. He'll make us wait. Full count to Eric Brown. 2 outs, bases loaded. Big situation here for the Gatemen. Skeen with a chance to get out of it. Brown with a chance to blow it open as he sends a grounder to the shortstop. Jim Jarvis gloves it chest high and gets it to first for out number 3. Skeens avoids disaster. The Gatemen stay alive, and we send it to the 3rd on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsinn.com.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Harrison alongside Nick Magas. Due up for the Gatemen in the top of the 3rd is Jack Brannigan out of Notre Dame, Cade Kern, outfielder out of Ohio State, and Tres Gonzalez, the hot bat for the Wareham Gatemen, outfielder out of Georgia Tech. Brannigan looks at the first pitch of his at-bat. Miss outside for a ball.
Brannigan has been hot as of late. 2 for 4 against Brewster with a double.
Second pitch will miss low. 2 on the count. Brannigan looks at strike 1 to bring the count to 2-1. 2-0 Cotuit in the top of the 3rd. No outs, nobody on for the leadoff batter of the inning, Jack Brannigan.
Skeen's already over 60 pitches on the Gateman side. Would be surprised to see him back out for the 3rd inning.
Me as well. Jack Brannigan's going to hit that one on the left side. Third base grabs it, and he called safe. As the throw from Trice to Mortarella was a little late. Brannigan showing out the speed to put an early base runner on for the Wareham Gatemen.
Well, Brannigan's pretty fast, but that play was pure hustle. Carter Trice got a routine ground ball at third base. It got on him pretty quickly, and he took his time getting that throw to first, a couple crow hops, and I don't think he realized not only that Jack Brannigan's pretty fast, but that he was going to be hustling down the line. And Brannigan turns it into a leadoff base runner for the Gatemen.
Which will bring up the outfielder Cade Kern in the 9 spot. With Brannigan on first, no outs. Wind picking up here in Cotuit. The 0-0 misses outside for ball one. Cade Kern with 2 doubles the other night. And a 2-for-4 outing. Also scored in that game.
Bottom of the order has been strong for the Gatemen in recent games. Actually been their main source of production.
Late time called by Cade Kern. Quinn Matthews will have to reset.
Matthews well into his 4th start of the Cape League season, a 1.58 ERA across 11 and a third. Has held the Gatemen scoreless so far.
Ball misses the zone again. 2-0 now the count. After a fastball from Matthews. Brannigan takes his lead off first. Off the lefty Matthews. Matthews deals. Kern will chop this one foul. Hit him inside the box. 2-1. Kern awaits the 2-1 with no outs. Pops this one up and foul to the right side. Count now even up at 2.
Matthews likes to pound the zone. He has done that so far. Worked through 2+ innings, has not allowed a walk yet, and gotten quite a few swings and misses from Gatemen bats.
Kern swings and misses off the 5th pitch of the at-bat. He sat down on strikes in his first at-bat in the 3rd inning to set up Tres Gonzalez with 1 out and runner on first.
Well, I said the bottom of the order has been the most productive for the Gatemen, but that leaves out a very important factor in this Gatemen lineup, and that's Tres Gonzalez. Now batting .340, grounded out to second base his first time up, but quickly establishing himself as the best bat for Wareham late in the season.
He's going to look at strike 1 on the outer edge of the plate.
Carter Trice in on the grass at third base. Didn't do him any good against Brannigan a moment ago.
Chops this one up. Third baseman Trice under it and secures it for out number 2. For Wareham, of a Kern strikeout and a Gonzalez pop-out, will set up the shortstop, Jim Jarvis, out of Alabama.
Well, that, Harrison, continues what has been a struggle for the Gatemen all season. Leadoff man aboard in a way that should inject some life into the dugout. And 2 weak outs from the next 2 hitters leave them in a tough spot with 2 outs and a runner on.
Jarvis's brother signed a free agent deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates the other day. Congratulations to him. Jarvis's time will come soon enough.
Bright things are in his future, no doubt.
He's going to rip this one down the right field line. Gets back. Brannigan will advance to third, standing up. Now Gatemen have runners on the corners with 2 gone.
Did I speak too soon? Maybe. A couple quick outs for the Gatemen after the leadoff man aboard, but Jim Jarvis continues his hot stretch at this part of the season. A hard ground ball to the right side is a base hit, and the Gatemen are threatening with a couple base runners of their own late in the 3rd.
Tommy Troy steps to the dish. Fresh count with 2 outs.
His 2nd time this game facing his Stanford teammate Quinn Matthews. First time was a ground out to short to end the 1st. And you better bet Tommy Troy wants another crack at the left-hander.
Looks at the first pitch low. Good stop by Dolan to prevent the ball from going to the backstop.
Well, Dolan's had a tough year at the plate, but behind the plate, he's been a brick wall and showed off a very good arm for Cotuit all season.
Tommy Troy cuts and misses For strike one. Brannigan in that last at bat, the last pitch, took a pretty decent lead down the third baseline.
He stole home twice at Notre Dame, but I can't imagine we'd see that here. Looks like he's at least thinking about it.
Another ball in the dirt. Stopped and gathered by Dolan. 2-1 the count to Troy.
Well, what Brannigan sees is 3 straight breaking balls to Tommy Troy, most of them in the dirt. And when that's the case, he wants to make sure he can get a good jump from third base coming home on the off chance that a ball does get by Donlin.
Cotuit does have one of the bigger backstops in the league.
It's a long way behind the plate.
Tommy Troy cuts it a ball in the dirt. Even up the count at 2 as Jarvis will advance to second on the play.
Troy had the scouting report on Quinn Matthews, but we forgot to mention that Quinn Matthews has the report on Troy as well. They played together at Stanford. Matthews obviously knows Troy doesn't want breaking balls and threw him 4 in a row.
Another ball low to Troy, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jarvis on second, Brannigan on third.
Now 5 straight sliders to Troy. We'll see what he comes with a full count.
Troy fouls this one off. Dolan. Count will remain full. Umpire giving Dolan time to catch a breather after taking that one off the chest protector. All set to go in a full count. With 2 outs, Brannigan teasing the lefty. Troy sends this one into left field. And the left fielder Suggs will get under it. And the Gatemen are unable to capitalize on the leadoff single from Jack Brannigan. And we will head to the bottom of the third. Cotuit 2, Wareham 0. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. My name is Taylor Eaton alongside Nick Magas in a 2-0 ball game in the bottom of the third. New pitcher on the mound.
Reliable for Wareham so far this season. He came on late early in this month, July 6th, here at Cotuit. Gave up an earned run in 2 innings pitched, but since then he has been a lot better. 1.80 ERA, 15 innings pitched on the season. He'll be out of the bullpen for the 7th time. And coming on in relief for Paul Skeens, who had some trouble with a very good Cotuit order early in this ballgame.
Final line for Skeens. 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout in the 13 batters he faced through 2.
Even here in the Cape League, you'd like to try and get your starter farther into the game, but with the pitch count climbing through 2 innings for Skeens, and especially a guy who's normally a bullpen guy, not used to throwing that many pitches in a game, no shot that Skeens would come out for the 3rd inning.
First pitch thrown to the batter, Noah Bridges, misses for a ball. Schmeltz steals again and will miss high. Noah Bridges singled and bring in 2.